right, Shalom, with the brothers of Great Millstone Church, Birmingham, Alabama. And as always, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Yeah, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, that would be the correct name of the Heavenly Father, His only begotten Son, and the Holy Spirit. Also, would like to give double honors to our teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, the brothers out there laboring in His work. And as always, I want to say shalom to the believers out there, the Akim and the Aqua, which consists of brothers and sisters that subscribe to this truth as well. So we back once again, Spirit and Power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And this sitting right here is going to be simply entitled Psychological Warfare, which that's what you're witnessing. Right now, this war, this struggle in the womb, which dates all the way back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, has morphed into more of a psychological thing, because these devils, they figured out that pretty much in order to keep you in a certain place, if you will, is through the mind. And that really goes back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That's why when you read the scriptures, you see that is a key emphasis on wisdom, man. Matter of fact, we're going to get that definition for psychological warfare. But real quick, give me, what's that? Let me see. Give me the book of,
what is that?
Keep that heart with all diligence. I know it's Proverbs. I believe it's the 4th chapter. Let me see real quick. Try the 4th chapter. Around the 23rd.
Yep, that's it.
That's it?
Yep,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Proverbs 4:23.
Mm-hmm.
Keep thy heart.
Yep, keep thy heart, which that word heart, in the Hebrew, that word that would be law, which translates to your mind. So the scripture said, keep your heart or keep your mind. Go ahead.
Keep thy heart with all diligence.
With all diligence, man. See, go ahead.
For out of it are the issues of life.
See, for out of it are the issues of life.
That's it.
So you and your survival is all based upon the inner man, your mind, your thought process. It didn't say keep your flesh, with all diligence. It said keep your mind, because out of it is the issues in life indeed. Meaning one wrong decision can get you hemmed up. The penitentiary and the graveyard is packed with guys that made the wrong decision. It started with a thought. Everything starts with a thought, man. And that's on both sides of the spectrum, across the board. Whether you have men that's successful in relation to inventions, it started with a thought. They might have made an investment. Now they're well off. They got a lot of money. It started with a thought, right? So it's the same, with this situation concerning Jacob and Esau. This thing has shifted into the mental game. This is the ultimate mental game that we're dealing with right here, right? And this psychological warfare, with the so-called white man has waged on you, it comes in all forms, from the media, which when you go into that word media, it goes back to medium, which translates to witchcraft, right? This man is waving a wand over you, and unless your mind is guarded, right? That's why the scripture talk about the helmet. You get that real quick.
Yeah, this book of Ephesians 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and 17. It says, and take the helmet of salvation.
Yep, and take the helmet of salvation. See? That's where the issues of life stem from. That's where your salvation lies, in your mind. So in order for you to protect your mind, you have to have a helmet. And that's this truth, man. See? That's where the fight is at. See? The battle is within. Read that again. Unless you got so much
this is Ephesians 6:17. It said, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
Yep, which is the word of the Most High. All right? So now we ain't got to, let's get that definition for
all right, this the word psychological warfare, just a regular Google definition. And it says, actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale.
Read that again.
It said actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale.
Right. So psychological warfare is actions intended to reduce the opponent's which in this case would be, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, because this is what the psychological war is waged on, who is waged on, is an effort to reduce your morale. That's why you have these devils pushing, for an example, adultery, and these different, you can't find a hit song, whether it's in the rap genre or R&B, that's not promoting adultery, man. In order for you to make a hit, you gotta be talking about popping another man's woman, man. No guys spin bars. What's it all centered around? I got more bread than you, and this bread is gonna make me pop your woman. See what I'm saying? Esau pushed that, man. Esau's not, Esau ain't putting money into someone that's pushing something positive. When the last time you heard some positive rapper, which they try to frame like certain guys like
J. Cole.
Yeah, like J. Cole. This nigga ain't a positive rapper, man. He just, he might throw around some big words, but that show you how dumbed down we are as a people. You think J. Cole is a positive rapper, but that's how Esau put a spin on it. Esau thing is to bring your morale low, and there's a method to that, because matter of fact, you'll give me, they said accuse their brethren. These devils actually go to the Most High and say, you know what? You see, they eating pork. Oh, that's another form of psychological warfare. Out of all the edible, when you read Leviticus, the 11th chapter, going to the dietary laws, man, you have countless of beasts out there that's edible, man, that's lawful to eat, right? Yet this devil has made pork a delicacy, man. You think that's a coincidence, man? It's all an effort to reduce the morale of his opponent. This man studied you, man. He know what makes you tick. He know what foods cause your cholesterol to shoot through the roof, man. He know what sparks Jake's high blood pressure.
Quick.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, this Habakkuk 2:15. One to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him.
Right, that's what these devils did. They gave their neighbor the drink, which would be us. They put his bottle, which that bottle goes back to Revelation, the 17th chapter, that golden cup in our hand, man. So this man's forced his philosophies on you, go ahead.
And maketh him drunken also.
Right, and maketh him drunk, right? This man is guilty of making our people drunk, go ahead.
That thou mayest look on their nakedness.
See, that thou mayest look on our nakedness. Like, look at them. See, look at that people, man. But guess what? You the ones who made pork accessible. You made pork a delicacy, man. You the ones who made smoking. That's pretty much a fad, if you will. That's a trend, man. When you go back in the days where you had Dr. Dre and Snoop and all them, the Chronic, that was a phase where you ain't cool unless you had a blunt. You was last seen rolling a goddamn blunt, man. Well, guess who promoted that? It was Esau. Matter of fact, read that again.
This Habakkuk 2:15.
Guns. We don't bring guns. Our people, Jake don't bring the guns over here. Oh, drugs, man. You had these devils going back to I think that was Reagan and Bush. They had the war on drugs. When not one so-called Negro had the resources to bring in the drugs, man. All right, you barely can goddamn go into a neighborhood. Like Jake can't even get clearance going into some neighborhood, certain neighborhood. But all of a sudden they can get boatloads, airplanes, and goddamn coca leaves over here, man. That's a form of these devils, man. Putting that bottle to his neighbor and getting them drunk. Read it again.
Habakkuk 2:15. One to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also.
Yep. So you accommodated Jake for the wickedness that he do. You gave them the resources to be drug dealers, man, and crackheads and dope heads and prostitutes. All right. You contributed, man. Your blessing, Esau's blessing, is pretty much is the driving force behind our curse. That's the whole thing about Esau being blessed, so that we might be cursed. That's why when you go into Deuteronomy 28 chapter, the Lord outlined the fact that he's going to send a nation to you. See that? You see what they contribute to our curse? They play a main part in our curse, man. The curses really wouldn't even. What else does Scripture say? We're going to go to our enemies and want of all things. You're going to build the house, but they're going to dwell in it.
it.
in order for the curses to actually settle, you got to have Esau there, man. See that? Go ahead.
God, have
Because he is a curse.
Yeah,
What the scripture said, the people upon my curse.
Yeah, that's it.
So the Lord cursed us by Esau. That's the curses, man. Esau.
That's it.
That's the plague. That's the when Yahweh said he got to get rid of the long disease.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the curse that's plagued us. Esau.
Uh-huh.
See? And he was sent here to psychologically break us down. That's where it starts. Even when you go into the physical aspect of slavery, when they was physically beating you, it was a psychological spin to that. And through the spirit, we're going to go into that. We got information going into that. All right? Go ahead.
God, this happened to 2 and 15. Warn to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him.
Right. The bottle is the drugs. The bottle is the guns.
Yep, that's it.
The bottle is the studio session. Where
Yeah.
they gave you access to making a song about popping my old lady, man. Right? Go ahead.
And maketh him drunken also,
Mm-hmm.
that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Yep, see? And so look at him, right? So give me that accuse him.
God, yeah, this is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength.
Yeah, that's the time we're in now. Now has come salvation and strength. That was a time reserved in the writings of the Lord. And these attributes in this movie, there's a scene in this movie where we're going to get salvation. Matter of fact, get that real quick. Is that Second Corinthians?
Oh, yeah.
Get that and we're going to go back. Out of everything Esau did, man, he had all the resources to keep us pinned down. But the one thing he didn't have is that spiritual. He didn't have that spiritual power, man. He didn't have the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
Right? Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 6:2. For he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted.
Yeah, this is the time when the Lord heard us. Go ahead.
And in the day of salvation, have I
Do you understand that? Do you understand the magnitude of that, man? This is the day of salvation. This is the day when the Lord finally heard us, man, from on high, man. Right? The Lord heard us. Right? That was the Lord said, you worm Jacob. The Lord, I haven't forsaken you, man. Go ahead.
It said, for he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee.
Hey, see, the Lord know what he's doing, man. This is the time when we need it most.
Yep.
This devil got all this technology, right? This devil have the means to track you. Hey, you ever notice you look at your phone, you might have just left Home Depot buying some nails and a hammer.
Yep.
You look back on your phone, they got sales on hammers and nails, man.
Yep.
Right? That's the power that this devil got, man. Right? So this is the time we need Yahweh Shah more than ever. So the Lord, this is the time. It's right on time, man.
That's it.
Okay? Go ahead.
Behold, now is the accepted time.
The time right now. Go ahead.
Behold, now is the day of salvation.
Now is the day of salvation.
That's
See?
it.
Right? So go ahead.
Kind of back in Revelation 12:10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation.
Now is come salvation. This is the time. And that salvation came in the word in the form of the understanding of the word.
That's it.
This is our salvation, man. See? Go ahead.
It said, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren,
The what?
the accuser of our brethren.
Let me show you how much of a demon he is. He put the bottle in your mouth to drink. He gave you the guns. He gave you the drugs. Then he accused you. See? Now, really, you got to understand these devils, they got prognosticators. They got witches on the left-hand side. They actually make petitions to the Most High, man. You got to understand the desperation of this devil and him trying to get the birthright. When you read Jeremiah, the 31st chapter, that's a bad, the Lord said, if you can search out heaven above and the depths beneath, then I'll forget my people. These devils challenge the Lord on it. That's why you see the National Geographic Channel. You think it's just a casual Edomite researching in a submarine. But really, that's Jeremiah the 31st chapter, man. Because the Lord said, look, if you can search out the deep or search out the heavens above, then I forget my people. These devils, everything they do is an effort to get the birthright, man. So they saying, look, okay, look at your people. They eating pork, but they gave you the pork. See? They said, look at your people. They're adulterers, right? But you accommodated them with that, right? You look at them, they're drug dealers. which is witchcraft and stuff like that. Well, you gave us the drugs, see? So you're accusing us, but you was the very one that put the bottle to our mouth to drink. Let's show you how much of a devil so-called white man is. Go ahead.
God, it says, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power.
See, before our power. See, they make petitions. See, look at them, Lord. See, go ahead.
Day and night.
Day and night, meaning these devils don't rest. You know? See? So now you can go back to where you was at.
God.
Or was you holding anything? That was it on that?
Yeah, that was it. That was
Okay,
it
you got something?
Yeah, come.
Go ahead.
This is the book of
Go ahead.
Psalms 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter.
Yep.
They commune of laying snares privily.
Right, yeah, they commune of laying snares privily, man. All right, that's what these devils do. That's the driving force to their existence, man. That's why when you read, I think that's Micah, the 2nd chapter, it say, is in their power to do so. So these devils got the power. These devils got the power to enforce the laws. They got the power to say, you know what, we're gonna enforce the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. You know, they got the power to say, you know what, you the Israelites. But guess what they do with their power? They flip it and bounce it to bring wickedness to the planet Earth, man. And it's all an effort to snare you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. See, read that again. Huh?
It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily.
Woo! Hey, you in the blue letter?
I get it.
They commune of laying snares privily, man. Meaning these devils behind the curtains, you know, behind that shroud of darkness, they actually setting up snares for Jake, man. You know, when you look at these different legislations, oh, you remember back they had the 3-strike law, which that's still in effect. You know, they got Jake's messed up with child support, and really you 400 years behind. I did a lesson on that as well, man. You know, you've been the plowman. And these devils been the reaper. They've been reaping off the backs of our people for years and years. And pretty much, you're it's not a fair shake, man. You know, Jake already in debt and shit like that. These cops are sent in these neighborhoods to arrest. It's an agenda. You know, they're looking to arrest you, put you in the system around the age of 13, 14. Now that's a hit on your jacket, so to speak. You know, if you go to fill out for a job or whatever, right? They're gonna say, well, you got a criminal record. Even if something settled as trespassing, man. Tell you, man, you devils got a lot to pay for, man. Oh, the brother sent me a link that this nigga Trump, right? He posted a video on Twitter of Jake's beating up a so-called white boy, and he captioned it by saying, well, my white protesters. Motherfucker got the nerve. Out of all these years of you, you know, and your ill dealings and your treacherous and crimes and atrocities against the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you trying to set a certain narrative as if this is a level playing field. What a white protest, as if they the fucking victim, man. See? Listen, so go ahead. I will be there. We'll went into a whole other. You know, go ahead.
Psalms read 61 on snare, right?
Yeah, definition for snare. You can read it again and get the word.
All right, come to the book of Psalm 64 and verse 5. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of lying snares privily. They say, "Who shall see? Who shall see them?"
Right.
This is the word snare. Strong's H 4170. It says makwash. It says bait, lure, snare. And it says Strong's definitions. It says a noose.
A what?
A noose.
A noose, man. So you think this is a game? It show you how bad the Lord is, man. Everything is spiritual. You know, the Lord. Why these devils are infatuated? Man, I don't know one Jake that can tie a noose, man. That's an Edomite thing, man. Right? So read that again.
It says a noose for catching animals, literally or physically. By implication, a hook for the noose. It says a gin and a snare, a trap.
A gin and a snare and a trap. Now I got that definition for snare. Just we're going a little deep into it. It says hunting. Hunting. See? Hunting.
Yeah, that's it.
See? Oh, you see that? It said a trap for catching birds and animals, typically one having a noose. Says noose again. Noose or wire or cord, a length of wire, gut, or hide stretched across drumhead to produce a rattling. Yeah. But you see, it says hunting, right? which this man is a cunning hunter.
Mhm.
So this man not only have the power in his hand, pursuant to his blessing to hunt you down physically, right? But this man has set a noose in the spirit, psychologically, should I say. And that's why us waking up, that's why the Lord said his truth will set you free. Give me that real quick.
That's it.
These devils laid a noose around you spiritually, man. Psychologically, they laid a noose around you. But the Lord has broken that noose by way of this word.
Right.
See that? Which is a sword. We cut ourselves
Yeah.
out of the noose. Oh, you remember the Twilight Zone where the guy giving the guy everything he needed?
Oh,
the elevator.
The elevator.
That
was bad. Because the guy, he wanted money and stuff like that, but the guy gave him everything he needed. The guy gave him some scissors. He was like, what the fuck you giving me scissors for? But then he ended up going to the elevator and his shit got caught like a noose. His tie got caught in the elevator and he took the scissors and cut him.
Yeah.
So, oh shit, I see why you gave me. That's this word, man. Okay? You think you need money. You think you need riches. You think you need status, but you just need this word, man. This is what's going to cut you from out of the snares of Esau. See that?
Lord, my shepherd, I shall not want.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yes.
See that? Yep, go ahead.
This St. John 8:32. It said, and ye shall know the truth.
Yep, and ye shall know the truth. Go ahead.
And the truth shall make you free.
And the truth shall make you free. The Lord is showing mercy by having men coming out day after day, night after night, bringing his word out to you, man. That should how about Shemai Shai, giving you the necessary tools, equipping you with the necessary tools to navigate through this net and to cut yourself out of this net, man, this noose. See that? So now, you was finished with that Psalm 65?
Yeah, continue.
No, go ahead. What you got?
Oh, no, I ain't got.
All right, okay, all right.
You can go back.
So you through with your precept?
Yeah.
So now let's get this definition.
All right, come back. This is psychological warfare. It says actions intended
right?
to reduce an opponent's morale.
To reduce an opponent's morale. So that's what these devils is looking to do. That's what they seeking to do. This is what they set out to do, to reduce our morale so that our Lord might cast us off, But the Lord have already sworn not to cast us off. The Lord said, can a suckling, can a mother forget a suckling? Want to get that real quick?
Yeah, kind of. You see. Isaiah 49. Oh, yeah, kind. This is Isaiah 49 and 15. It said, can a woman forget her suckling child?
Yep.
That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget.
Yep, because you might have a woman that just might forget that. Forget their child. Woman go out to the club. Oh, it was one broad, one nigger woman. She went to get her hair fixed and left a goddamn baby in the car, man. The baby died, man. There's plenty of stories of 5-year-olds wandering around at night and shit like that, man. Oh, and that's Job. The ostrich.
Yep, that's it.
Because the ostrich don't care about their young. They'll step on their eggs and all that. Yeah, go ahead.
It said, yeah, they may forget.
Yep.
Yet will I not forget thee.
Yeah, so the Lord didn't forget us, man. See, go ahead.
Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hand.
Right, yeah, and that's really somebody to Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord said, I will be in you and you will be in me.
That's it.
So the Lord graved us in the palm of his hand. And his hand is Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord said, I have not lost none you have given me. So we're in the hand, right? So the Lord can't forget his elect, In the midst of all the drama, the so-called white man, this man is intense, man. You think these sitcoms and shit was just for entertainment? No, it was set up to dumb down Jake, man. Everything the so-called white man do is an effort. That's why, matter of fact, you give me that real quick. I know you know how it is, man. Give me Genesis, the 27th chapter. We're going to show you what the mentality of Esau is, man. See, Jake's mentality is stunned. Jake want to, get a nice whip. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just being honest, because Jake is a royal people by nature. Jake got salt, man, right? We from we of the stock of we're from a royal stock. When you go to Abraham and Lot, they was balling, man. Remember when Lot got robbed?
Why they get robbed like
Yeah. They robbed Lot. He was a lick, though, man. Lot, man. They hit Lot, we come from that lineage, that stock. So that's why Jake in that type of spirit. But you know what Esau desire is? Esau desire is your blood. Esau get off on the murdering of his brother, man, which goes all the way back to Cain, man. You know, that's what Esau get off on. Do you know Esau? If Esau had it their way, they'll have it where they can hang you. Oh, remember the Claude Neal, the elder, the beloved elder Yashawama went into that, and you know, through the spirit, we often touch on that guy, but it's framed as the spectacular hanging, the spectacular lynching of Claude Neal, meaning they got off on it. Now, what happened with Claude Neal? He was in Alabama or some shit. They got him down to Florida, and they had everybody. You had people traveling from around the country, Edomites, not people. You had fucking Edomites jumping on trains or whatever source of transportation they had to see the hanging of Claude Neal, man, where they cut off his genitals and made him eat his own genitals. They was branding him and shit like that. And Esau was getting off on it, was clapping. That's why you see these images of Jake hanging. You had Edomites in the background posing and shit.
Yeah, had titles like at the barbecue and shit.
Yeah, at the barbecue, picnics and shit. Man. Pick a nigga today. Then Jacob be spooked. They say, you know what? We're gonna let they used to do this shit. They'll let one of the little ones pick a nigga, you know? No justice, just a kid with no fucking a sense of nothing. Walk up him. And they'll pick him and they'll slaughter him, man. Right? So that's what Esau, that's his desire. He lusts the blood of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. See? Go ahead.
Yeah, this Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob.
See, and what?
Esau hated Jacob.
Esau hated Jacob, man. See, we could go to the humble beginnings, if you would. Jake wondering why this man, you know, hate him so much. They're looking at all these different external sources and avenues looking for answers. We can go right to the answers right here, man. Right in the scriptures. We going to it. And Esau hated his brother Jacob. Go ahead.
He's saying Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
Yep.
Wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart.
He said in his heart, right? This is his thought. This is what the so-called white man think. What he said in his heart?
The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Oh, look, he didn't say, then will I, get him back. I'll finesse him this time. Or, no, he said, then will I slay my brother Jacob. That's the mindset. That's the motivation of all these devils, man. They lust to slay you. Yep. Right? So now you got a piece up?
Yeah, come on.
Go ahead.
This is the book on Ezekiel 35 in verse 5. This is because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Yeah, you have had a perpetual hatred, which when you go into the definition for that word perpetual right there, it means long duration, and it pretty much goes into forever. Meaning, it's nothing you can do to rehabilitate this man. This man gonna hate you forever. It's woven in his DNA, man. It's a part of his makeup to hate you, man. See? Go ahead.
It says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time their iniquity had an end.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord, power, I will prepare thee unto blood.
Yeah, and that's where the comfort of the scriptures come in, and that's a luxury our people don't have. You know, they know that it's to the point now where they know that this devil hate them, but they don't see the solution, or they don't see that light at the end of the tunnel. But you got this guy, Cube. They got Cube out there now, man.
Yeah.
Cube posting pics of King David. Hey, who know, man? Lord have a strange way of going about doing this, going about his business, man. Yep. You know, Lord can have mercy on whom he will. Yep. You know, and the Lord will do something like that. Use one of these guys in a prominent position to stir things up. Hey, look, this thing gonna get real out here, man. Yeah. You know, you're gonna see the dramatic. The Lord have a flair for dramatics. This not gonna be just some dull.
Lord got salt.
Yeah, Lord got salt. Yeah.
Some of these sleeves.
Yeah, you got some. Hey, now think about it. You know, you got all these movie directors and shit like that. They can't compare to the mind of the Lord, man, and the drama and the dramatics that the Lord is preparing, man. Yep. Man, it's gonna go down out here, right? And you see the two main characters, Jacob and Esau. See, but again, in relation to this lesson, these devils hate you so much. We just read perpetual hatred. They hate you so much to where they had sat down and they had thoroughly came up with a scheme, a plot, if you will, and put it in writing. You know, they got a master plan to reduce your morale. Matter of fact, before you get that information, read that one more time. Let's read this definition one more time, just for edification's sake.
Yeah,
then we're gonna get into this.
This is psychological warfare,
Mm-hmm.
and it says actions intended to reduce actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale.
Yep, to reduce an opponent's morale.
That's it.
That's what they have done. That's why our people is messed up psychologically first. First. That's why you got Jake walking around, their pants hanging out their ass, smoking blunts. They finished. Yep. They punch drunk, man. Hey, if you spike somebody. Oh, you remember the I think that was Belly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
I mean, and you notice that too, like in a lot of these like movies, you know, they'll spike the person. You know, if you spike they drink, or even give them drink to make them drunk. But in this case, these devils actually spiked this drink they gave you, man.
Yep.
You know, and he got Jake all messed up to the point where Jake don't have the mental capacity to even know who to fight. They fighting each other, they don't even know who the enemy is, man.
Yep.
See that? That's psychological warfare. That's a very effective ploy right there, man. But see, that's why you got to constantly thank Yahweh Shemal Shah. He have fortified our minds. See? Yep. So go ahead. Matter of fact, yeah, go ahead and get what you got.
All right, kind. So this is the Willie Lynch letter.
Mm-hmm.
The making of a slave.
Oh, the making of a slave. See? Go ahead.
It said this speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners there.
Now that's heavy because when you go into like, let's say like Revelation the 13th chapter where it talk about you had the head of a lion. No, they had the head of a leopard.
Yep.
You had the mouth of a lion. Now their mouth goes into Britain. So you see on all levels, the pep talks, if you will, and the laws come from Britain. Even on this level. Motherfucker from Britain. What a coincidence, right? But not to us. Oh, and another thing, that's where these bankers reside. So this was a banker, man. And believe you me, when he was reincarnated back here, he one of those bankers, man. Because you see what his whole desire was to set up, you know, this system, if you will, to pit the slaves against each other and to pretty much have the so-called white man here in America to have you in further derision, to put you in subjection under their feet. See that? Motherfucker came away from Britain to give a speech, man. All right, go ahead.
It said the term lynching is derived from his last name. And this letter.
Can I say something too? Now, when you go into, if you wanted to go on your own and do research, do you know now these devils got certain information saying that they question if this guy ever?
It's a hoax.
Fucking devil, man. They say it's hoax. Did this guy ever exist? Oh, just like Aaron Russo.
Yeah. See, man.
All of a sudden, he didn't exist. See, that's that plausible, what they call it, the plausible deniability.
Yeah. That's it.
Pretty much, that's what happens when you're in interrogation. But like, I went there, I don't know nothing. You know, I want to just talk to my lawyer. That's fucking devils, man.
That's it.
But we sitting here with the evidence. Go ahead.
Okay, and this letter was written December 25th, 1712. And it says, "Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here." Let me see. Let me jot down.
Get it. Matter of fact, go to that.
The gentleman. I know you know what your problems are.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I am jot down to the third paragraph. It says, "Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I'm not here to enumerate your problems. I'm here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. Then they got the word. They got the year 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that? Oh man.
It says
Fucking devil, man.
God. It says,
and that show you that they knew about reincarnation.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Go ahead.
It
But they
says,
don't want you to know about reincarnation. That's another form of psychological warfare. You think you only live once, YOLO. Meanwhile, they setting up soft landings for their kids and their kids and their kids after that. So when they reincarnated, they'll come back to you being in captivity, man. Right? Go ahead.
It said, my method is simple. Any member of your family or overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves and can make the differences bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control.
Yeah, see that? And those tactics work to this very day. They envy one another. You know, they distrust one another. And see, that's what we build right here, where the Lord, the Spirit of Power, Yahweh Shema Shai, is building with the brotherhood, you know, and the believers in this council, right? Well, we building everything that's opposite to what that's why these devils fear what we got going on, man.
That's it.
You know?
And I just said they just cut the
Let me see. You can check it out. Because somebody said somebody black screen earlier.
I just said they cut it. Yo, so I just said me and said they cut the feed.
Oh man.
Nah, it's going on.
Probably on his end.
Oh, y'all can hear us out there?
Yeah, we going. It's
Oh, yeah,
probably
we
different
going.
ends.
Oh, okay, kind.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah. Okay.
Refresh.
Yeah,
just refresh it out.
Good. Now, yeah, kind.
All right. Yep, go
I
ahead.
was saying, yeah. All right.
So yeah. Willie Lynch himself.
Yeah, God, yo. Willie, they talking about you
Yeah.
again.
I thought they was done talking about me. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. It says, these methods have worked on my modest plantation in the West Indies.
Right. So this devil from Britain, but you notice he had slaves in the West Indies, and that's where our people was at, man.
Yep.
In the islands. See that? You got these guys out there amongst Israel. They question the 12 tribe chart, but we constantly bring out information.
Yeah. See.
Come on, man. Go ahead.
It said it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but is there only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, size of plantations, and status of plantations. It says attitude of owners, whether the slaves live in the valley, on a hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or tall or short.
Goddamn devil, man. That's why the scriptures say this man seeks out a diligent search.
Diligent search, yep.
Diligent search, man. This devil knows you, man. All right, go ahead.
It said, now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action.
Now, hold up. That's bad. The Spirit had it when we just brought that out. You got these Negro-only Israelites. They under the Willie Lynch vibration. They're under the Willie Lynch vibration. They're looking for a difference in hair and color. See? And that's going to keep them from coming into the full understanding of the truth because they still in the chains. They have not been freed. Matter of fact, we're going to see that. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, it says I should give you as before.
Yeah, I know it's smart. If you want to, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, zooming in a little.
Now that I have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that the distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands.
Yeah, for an example, right? You know, you have they would actually have the women, pregnant women, to see a Jake get hung and beat, and that fear would translate to her baby, man.
That's it.
See that? So that's what these devils, you know.
Kind.
Go ahead.
It says, don't forget you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male.
Yeah, so you pit the old black male against the young black male. And you see this today.
Yep.
You know, you young, you know. Go ahead.
Kind.
And even vice versa, right? Go ahead.
Kind. It says, and the young black male against the old black
Right,
male.
so you see that today. That shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be a thing where, oh, nigga, I don't like him because, oh, that young, you know.
Yeah, kind.
But that's what Esau did. Esau set that narrative. See? Go ahead.
You must use the dark-skinned slave versus the light-skinned slave.
That's a cut on you niggas that's Negro on the Israelites.
Yeah.
That proves that you still in chains. That proves that you under the vibration of Willie Lynch, man. Because you look at the lighter skin, and when they say light skin, that ain't just dealing with Chico DeBarge or something, you know, J. Cole. That's dealing with that's dealing with Emilio. All right? That's dealing with the so-called natives, man. The Cubans, the Guatemalans. You got simple Jakes out there that's pitted against their own brothers because of skin color. That means that you still in chains. See? Yep, we'll go ahead.
It's on the book of Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
Oh, yeah, you had a nigga that come, he had a well thought out comment, said, well, explain this. Why in Chicago you got Mexicans going against so-called black? Because it is precept, man. Read that again, man. It's Jake simple, man. Go ahead, huh?
It says, so that man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
See that? So that's the curses, right? Well, you see, the Lord used the curse, which is Esau, to further the curses.
There's a couple of lines before it.
What do we want to go ahead and get there? All right, yeah, go ahead and get that.
That's bad right there.
And you can get that, the people into my curse, is that Isaiah 34?
Yep.
We're going to show you that we're under the curses, because, you know, because of the curse. It's the curse that brings about the curses. It's the curse that pretty much, have went into the lab and figured out how to enforce the curses. You know, if I got cancer, and that's what's weakening me. It's the cancer. It was the cancer that's in me. So Esau is the cancer. That's the cancer for us. Esau is the curse, if you will, that enforces. I don't want to use that word enforce because the Lord is the one, but no, the Lord sent forth Esau to magnify the curses, if you will. You know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 in verse 49. It says, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee.
See that spirit? The spirit, I just said that. It's the Lord. The Lord has brought this curse upon you. The Lord has brought this pestilence again. Hey, you think some STD? No, the Lord brought the real curse. The Lord brought the real curse, man. And he came in the form of the pale face. No, you might have a Muslim nigga. Pale face. Well, that's who the Lord sent upon you. Go ahead.
It says, the Lord shall bring a nation against him from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Yeah, see that? That's bad. See that? Go ahead.
It says, and he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Oh, yeah, Esau is the devil, sexually transmitted devil.
Yeah.
That's the new thing right there. Run with that. Run with that. Run with that. The sexually transmitted devil, man. Yep, go ahead.
And read it again. It says, a nation of a fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shall favor to the young.
Yeah, see? So you see what Willie Lynch did. he wasn't even thinking about, he was like, let's pit them against each other. Let's destroy them all. But it was we don't see the psychological aspect to it. You got more over there?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's go back. Oh, you have precept or something?
You want that people on my curve.
Yeah, go ahead and get that.
All right, Isaiah 34:5. It said, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea,
Yep, which that's a Greek word for Edom. Go ahead.
and upon the people of my curse."
See, the people of my curse. So the curses.
That's bad. That's bad right now.
The sexually transmitted. Oh, that's the spiritual fornication.
Yeah,
The whore.
yeah, that's it.
Now you're affected with the sexually transmitted devil. Yeah, go ahead.
That's it. God, it says, it's like you must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves.
Yeah, and again, that applies to you Negro only Israelites, man. That proves that you still in change and how it's trying to free your mind. You see that? You under the Willie Lynch. Nigga from 1700, still, that idea, that vibration still dominating your mind. See? Go ahead.
He said, in the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves, you must use the female versus the male.
Yeah, you see that today as well. You know, our women, they look at the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man, they look at them as the enemy, man. You know, and Esau set that up too, because in order for a lot of these women, and we ain't even talking about these high-profile whores amongst our people. These Instagram models, all that bullshit that getting flew out, and getting freaked, right? Even just the regular Jake woman out there, in order for her to receive certain benefits, she had to disassociate herself with the man. You can't have the man in the house to receive benefits. Like, that's to show you how much of a devil this man is, man. Yeah. But see, this goes back to psychological warfare. That's what's happening here, man. We can easily point. It's nothing to point to another so-called unarmed black man get shot by a cop or a knee put in his damn neck. But do you have the mental capacity to see what this devil and how intricate his schemes is? That's why he's a serpent. He's shrewd, man. Right? Go ahead.
It says you must also have. It's like you must also have you white servants and slaves. It's like you must have also white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. It is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. That they must love.
Well, you trust in this society, man. You trust in the so-called white man. You have, matter of fact, somebody get that in Isaiah 30. You had a precept?
I got something else with that. They go to Isaiah 30.
Okay, come on. We're going to get Isaiah 30 just hold what you got.
I did Isaiah 30 and 1. It said, woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and they cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt.
Yeah, see, that's what they said. You got to have your slaves to trust in their master, man. And that's what the scripture is saying. You walk to go down into Egypt. Right? Go ahead.
He said that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth.
Yeah, you're not inquiring of the prophets. Or what you had coming. Standing there like a simple man, standing there like he paying attention and shit. But Jake, they don't want to ask Ice Cube know about us. Why he might be watching, I don't know, but come on out, man. Well, even if you don't come out, if you believe, cool. But our people, for the most part, who are let's say like this guy what his name, the advisor,
damn, what's his name?
Forget his name. Or you got different guy, Hassan Campbell, and different guys with little platforms. They know about us, man. But not once will they come and inquire of us. Now, what should we do? They're not going to do that. And it's really fueled by pride. But it's all done in an effort to fulfill prophecy. Our people are not going to really. Only the elect is going to inquire of the Lord, man. Right? Go ahead.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
That's what you do. You strengthen yourself in the so-called white man. That's what you put your trust in. Go ahead.
And to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. See that? So that's why read that line again.
It says, it is necessary that your slaves should trust and depend on us.
See that? So you see everything can be filtered through the scriptures. Right? So now give me what you got real quick.
This is the book of Jeremiah 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
Yeah, and matter of fact, continue.
and who maketh flesh his arm.
Right, who make carnality, which is the so-called white man. You make flesh your arm, and that arm symbolizes your power. Right, go ahead.
Let me read it again from the top. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord."
Ooh, yep, and your heart departed from the Lord. Right, which is psychological. What that word "heart" goes to mind, which is what psychological warfare. You know, in order for the Lord is the one that strengthens your heart. You know,
That's right.
All right, so go ahead.
I'm gonna jump down to to the next title, and it says, "Let us make a slave."
Okay.
And it says it was the interest in business of slave holders it was the interest in business of slaveholders to study human nature, and the slave.
Come on now, see that? That's psychological warfare, man.
Yep. And the slave nature in particular, with a view to practical results. I and many of them attained astonishing proficiency in this direction. They had to deal not with earth, wood, and stone, but with men in every regard they had for their own safety and prosperity. They needed to know the material on which they were to work. In fact, let me jump down a little bit.
Subtitles.
Let me jump down that second paragraph of this. It said, "Let us make a slave." What do we need? First of all, we need a black nigger man, a pregnant nigger woman, and her baby nigger boy. Second, we will use the same basic principles that we use in breaking a horse, combined with some more sustaining factors. What we do with horses is that we break them from one form of life to another, that we reduce them from their natural state in nature.
Right, and that's across the board. They reduce you from your natural state in nature. They took away your heritage from you. They took away your customs, man.
Yep.
And they replaced it with, they gave you that bottle to drink. Go ahead.
Whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take care of their offspring, we break their natural string of independence from them.
See the fucking mind state of a fucking devil, man. Who would sit there and, hey, if somebody was trying to pitch that to me, I said, hold up, man. What's wrong with you, man? This guy out of here, man.
For real.
Fuck it, man. See what you, this is the mind of the devil. Matter of fact, give me 1 Peter 1 and start at like the 10th verse.
God, this book of 1 Peter chapter 1.
And give me that too also. What's that? Is that Romans 12? Right? Start at the very top. Go ahead.
1 Peter 1 and 10. It said, "Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently."
Matter of fact, jump down to 13.
All right, this 1 Peter 1 and 13. "Wherefore gird up thy loins."
Yep. See, gird up thy loins. Go ahead.
"Of your mind."
See, read that again.
It said, "Wherefore gird up the loins of your mind."
Gird up the loins of your mind. Why? Because this is a spiritual war. This is a psychological war, man. You see what these devils have invested to try to tap into your outlook on things, right? So the scriptures is encouraging you to gird up the loins of your mind. How do you do that? You pace back and forth? You know, no, man. You get into the scriptures, man. See, we are strong. Matter of fact, you give me what you get a precept?
How was you?
Yeah, give what you got to get. Hold Isaiah 33 too.
I get that.
Right? This is give me that maybe a brazen wall too. You can go ahead and get
which one?
Go ahead and get that Isaiah 33.
All right, this Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time."
See that? The stability of our time. Why? Because this so-called white man, he's very persistent, man. The devil is resilient. He'll drive you crazy. Jake has been driven crazy under Esau, man. See? Because this man have everything is set up against you. You know? Right? So go ahead, give me what you got.
God, this Jeremiah 1 and 18. "For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city."
Yeah, see? The Lord made us a defense city. Do that mean we have a compound with goddamn guys walking around with M16s? No. we're a defense city because of this word, man. Esau can't attack us like he attacked Jacob. You know what? Esau can't come to us with that bad. Esau, no, they can't come to us with that bad. They already know it, man. They can't even come to us. One thing, the best they can do is set up YouTube guidelines and shit like that, man. You know what I mean? Straight up, Esau can't come to us, man. See, why? Because the Lord made us a defense city, man.
Yep.
See? Go ahead.
For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city, and an iron pillar, and brazen walls.
Woo! Go ahead.
Against the whole land.
Yeah, against the whole land. Go ahead.
Against the kings of Judah,
Uh-huh.
against the prince thereof, against the priest thereof, and against the people of the land.
Yeah, all you people. Now give me I made your foreheads.
Strong. Yep. Yeah, that's Ezekiel. Ezekiel 3. Something like that.
3.
Yep. Yeah, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 3. And let's see. Ezekiel 3 and 8. It says, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces,
Right.
and their foreheads against their forehead, and their forehead slackened. Let me read that again.
Yeah, I know where it's excited. Excited. You already know what it's been. You already know this is like you getting that secret. You know, you getting that, I already know what I'm finna do. I'm finna put Esau up with this, man.
That's it. Yeah, kind.
Yep,
Ezekiel 8. It's like Ezekiel 3 and 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
That face against that face, you know, even though we know that's talking about our own people, but that applies even to these devils, man. Whatever doctrine they got, it's not going to affect us because the Lord got us built in a certain way to combat it. Yep. See, go ahead.
As an adamant.
Read that forehead part again.
Okay, it says, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead against their foreheads.
The forehead deals with your mind. See that?
Yep,
go ahead.
As an adamant harder than flint.
Yeah, see? Yeah, we hard-headed in righteousness, man.
Okay.
You can't convince us, right? We that version that's faithful to our man, which is Yahweh Shai. You can't come and spit no game. You can't come and offer us nothing, man. We following Yahweh Shai, right? Go ahead.
It said, as an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house.
Yep, see that? All right, so give me what you got.
This is the book of Romans 12 and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, that you make I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, so it's our duty to teach this word. It's our duty to push forward. Because it's power in this word. And you was given a responsibility, man, you know, if you had an understanding, right? Go ahead.
It says, and be not conformed to this world.
Yep, see, and be not conformed to this world. Go ahead.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the what?
And be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
By the renewing of your mind. All right? So that's where the battle lies. See? You got it out. You got it.
That means you consent, man. That means you gave up, man. You letting this devil take over you, man. You know, that means you ain't gonna cry. You just gonna let him do what he do, and then when he done, that's it. No, man. When we crying out, we telling you how about crying to you how about smell so he can come get rid of this man, man. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, precept.
This
is the book of 2nd Ezra 14 and verse 14. It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature."
Which all starts with your mind.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, get Ecclesiastes 14. And give me 1 Peter the 4th chapter.
All right.
I know you got a lot over here in this.
Yeah, I said
we probably can just.
Yeah,
you know, you get the point with the Willie Lynch letter, which a lot of you out there, you have read that before, you know, and if you haven't, we encourage you to read it again, you know. And not just that, the brother had another source. Do you know exactly what that source is? You want to share it with them?
I think it's
or we can probably put it in the
link. Yeah, we can put it in.
Yeah, he put the link in there. Yeah, the brother gonna put a link in there. We have more sources other than that, and there's plenty of other sources that you can go to that prove that these devils have waged psychological war against you. But guess what? It all goes into biblical prophecy. And it shows you that that's why this thing is about wisdom. See? Yeah? That's why you get Hosea 4 and 6. And I know you got that 1 Peter 4.
Yeah.
I think the 7th verse.
What you want that Hosea?
Yeah. Oh, you ain't got it?
Yeah, I had it in the time, but they had deleted off my phone. It's all good though. I'll find it.
Yeah, you can find it here.
You want that Hosea?
Yeah, get that Hosea.
All right, this is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge.
See how everything centers around knowledge, and well knowledge rests in your mind.
That's it.
Right? This is the ultimate mental game here, man. Okay? You can go on a low carb diet, you can do a innumerable amount of pull-ups, sit-ups, and push-ups. Yet, when all hell break loose, you're gonna fold if you don't have this truth, man. If you don't have this hedge of protection, man. It all starts with the mind. Give a damn if you know precepts. When you see, what I mean is, you have certain jakes out there in these different groups. They can quote scriptures, but if you don't really understand, that's why the scriptures say, "With all that get understanding." If you don't really understand your power and how things go, then when you see a dead body, what's going to happen? Not just one. You see Pookie, a junior from up the street, sprawled out. Hey, the scriptures say the body's going to be as dung in the street. Matter of fact, when you finish that, I know you got another precept. Get Isaiah 59 as well.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, get that.
All right, this is Hosea 4 and 6. It said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
Yep.
That thou should not be no priest to me.
Yep, there not be no priest to me. Go ahead.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law.
Hold up, man. You see that? Do you understand that? What is the driving force behind the Lord rejecting you? You reject the knowledge, man. So it show you how the brother put it up. Proverbs 4 and 7, man. That's a main scripture right there. It pretty much captures what this thing is all about. And that's for those of you who actually take the incentive, if you will, to come into this thing and desire to be a teacher or proclaim to be, a leader amongst the Lord's flock. That scripture right there is what you need to really understand. Wisdom is the principal thing, but all that get understand. Know what you're involved in over here, man.
You're gonna have to live that life.
You gotta live. You're gonna be forced to live that life, and you're gonna be known if you're a man of the Lord or not, right? Yeah, you signed in. You go to war. Hey, you signed up to go to war. You don't sign up and throw on your uniform and go back to the hood. You in Sonic drive through or some shit. No, you out there in Afghanistan, man. You see what I'm saying, though? Right? Yeah, so give me Isaiah 59 and let me see. I think you started like the third verse.
All right, this is Isaiah 59 and 3. It says, for your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies.
Right. You would think that's talking about Esau. But let's show you who that's really talking about. Start at the top.
Isaiah 59 and 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear.
See? Go ahead.
But your iniquities have separated between you and your power.
See, that's talking about Israelites. That's talking about Israelites. Go ahead.
And your sins have hid his face from you.
Oh, the Lord have hid his face from you. So you got a lot of Israelites who think they know this, but the Lord hid his face. What is the face of the Lord? Give me Psalms 119 and 135. See, our face, if the Lord's face is with us, we in his presence, man. We protect it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this Psalm 119, 135. Make thy face.
See, make thy face what?
To shine upon thy servant.
Go ahead.
And teach
and
me.
What?
Teach me.
See?
Thy statutes.
So you see what the word teaches in the same breath with the face of the Lord, man.
That's it.
So when the Lord said his face is hidden from Israel, that means you're not in this council. The Lord is not, which goes back to the psychological thing.
That's it.
When you teach somebody, you building them up, man. You teach your son, to walk or whatever. You teach them certain things. You give them a skill. How you survive? You got to be taught a skill.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? Go ahead,
You said, continue on Isaiah 59 and 2. It said, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. For your hand.
That's why you got the advisor guy.
Oh yeah. I think that
Roger. I'm gonna forget this nigga name.
Yeah.
Philip the advisor or some shit. Yeah, go ahead.
It says, For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity.
So you would think that's talking about Esau, but that's talking about our people right there. And how is your fingers devoured with blood and iniquity? Because what you push leads to death. It's crooked paths. Whereas what we push leads to life. That's why when you read, I think that's is that Ezekiel the 3rd chapter where it said the blood of them gonna be on your hands.
Yep.
Right. So whatever, I don't give a damn if you just rapping. That's a doctrine, man.
Yep.
And whoever follow that,
Yep.
then when they die, that blood on your hands. See, that's what the scripture's saying. Go ahead.
It says, your lips have spoken lies.
See that? If you ain't saying, give me this precept and this is in harmony with the scriptures, then you teaching lies. Go ahead.
Your tongue have muttered perverseness.
And perverseness goes into turning away. Go ahead.
None calling for justice.
None of you calling for justice. You're not calling for Esau. I don't give a damn what you say. If you ain't calling for Esau to go into captivity and the elect of the nation of Israel to be set up in a rightful lot, then you're not calling for justice, man.
That's right.
You know, you might say, man, I want my justice in the form of you not putting a damn chokehold on me. That's not calling for justice, man, according to the Lord. Go ahead.
He said, none calling for justice, nor any pleader for truth. They trust in vanity.
See, they trust in vanity, the so-called white man. Go ahead.
And speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
Yep, go ahead.
They hatch cockatrice eggs.
Read.
And weave the spider's web.
Yeah, they weave a spider's web. Go ahead.
He that eateth of their eggs dieth.
Right, so if you eat or you digest what they teaching you, you're going to die. Versus what we teach you, what leads to life. Go ahead.
And that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper.
And that show you that that's talking about the 2:30. Did not Yahweh Shai call you vipers? See, go ahead.
Their web shall not become garments.
Hold up, what? Because what? Their web is their knowledge, they doctrine. It's not going to come a garment. A garment is a protection, man. It tells you in the Revelation the 19th chapter how these garments that we have is going to keep us from being naked.
Yep.
So your web is not going to become a protection. A garment is really a protection. You know this garment that we're reading about is really the same armor of the Most High.
Yep.
The Lord just used a different term. And Ephesians is known as, I think that's Ephesians, 1 Corinthians 10. Put on the whole armor. Put on the whole armor. That armor is interchangeable with this garment. That's all.
Yep.
It ain't like the Lord changed up. It's just in a different,
Same story.
Same story, different, narrated different. So this garment, this protection, matter of fact, give me Isaiah 52:1. Go ahead.
It said their web shall not become garments.
Right, so what they teach is not going to become a garment. What we teach has become a garment. And it tells you that, and you give me that in Proverbs 31?
Yep.
You know what I want? Yep, give me what you got.
This is the book of Isaiah 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake.
See, awake out of this deep sleep in your mind. You're in a goddamn dream. And where a dream take place? In your mind. You sitting down daydreaming. See, we getting up and getting it. You daydreaming about having a so-called white man in subject. We going out making it happen, man. Right? We have awakened. Go ahead.
It says, awake, awake. Put on thy strength.
Yeah.
O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments.
See, put on that strength, O Zion, put on that beautiful garments, man. See? Yep, go ahead.
O Jerusalem, the holy city.
Yep, that's dealing with the elect when you really go into it. Go ahead.
For henceforth.
Why? Because their holy is a separate. So that's a separate city. You have the Jerusalem, naturally Israel, you have the Israel of the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Yep, see that? All right, so that was it on that. But the point is, put on these beautiful garments, which is a protection, right? So give me what you got.
All right, Con. Yeah, this is Proverbs 31. And let me see. That's it.
Wait, get what you got to get, yeah.
All right, she's making herself cover. Those you want covers the tapestry?
What's she making clothes? Okay, that's it right there.
And then make
she's
a
spinning wool.
Oh, that's let me see. Okay.
Yeah, you can read that. Yeah. And you go to that one too, jump around wherever you see.
This is Proverbs 31, and I started at 12. It says she would do good. She would do him good and not evil.
And what's this shit? Wisdom, right? And not just conventional wisdom. Learning how to change it down flat. This wisdom right here is dealing with the scriptures, the proper knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the scriptures. That's that sheep. And the reason why the scriptures framed it as a sheep because a woman is supposed to nourish you. When you first come into this thing, you're born again. So what happens? You have to be brought up. That's why I think that's 2 Ezra 2, where it said, mother, take thy children or something like that. Right? Go ahead.
It says, she would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax.
See, she seeketh wool and flax. Go ahead.
And worketh willingly with her hands.
So that wool is set up to what? Cover you. So it's this wisdom that covers you like a garment. All right? So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump down. This verse 22, it says, matter of fact, I'm gonna jump to 21. It says, she is not afraid of the snow for her house.
Yeah, guys, you got Israelite groups out there that won't go out in the winter. Over here at Great Millstone, we go out year round, man. Right? So if you got true wisdom, you're not going to be afraid of the snow. Go ahead.
She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all of her household are clothed with scarlet.
See? So the household is everybody who have come into this arena, right? So this we are clothing you. Through wisdom is using us to clothe you. Yeah, get that. Go ahead. Get what you got.
Okay, this is the book of Sirach 6. I'm going to start at verse 29. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee.
That she again is talking about wisdom. Go ahead.
Her chains a robe of glory.
A what?
Her chains a robe of glory.
Her chains a robe of glory. This is what's protected. And it really is protecting your mind. See? Your mind, the inward man is being covered. Right? Go ahead. It's more on that.
I can jump to 31.
Yeah,
Down verse 31, it says, thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy.
Yeah. Oh, that crown. What crown covers? Your head. A crown covers your head, which is your mind. Give me that real quick in Revelation 3 and 11. And give me real quick Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. Right? Go ahead.
This is the book of Revelations 3. In verse 11, it says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
That no man take thy crown. And that crown is what? Get the scripture.
God, Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom.
Is what?
A crown of wisdom.
So when the Lord said, let no man take your crown, that's talking about this wisdom. Which, why is it a crown? Because it covers your head. And there's a method to that because the Lord know that we have embarked on a spiritual war. This is a spiritual war, which translates to psychological war, man. Right? Hey, scripture tell you about fear not man that can kill the flesh. That's a no-brainer. You can look at the beast of the field and see that happens constantly. What about right here, man? Right? If this right here is intact, then you're going to be able to overcome everything else. This is where this truth come into play. All right, so come on, get what you got.
All right, going back to that clothes again. This is 2 Ezra 2 and 20. Do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless, give to the poor.
In which all these are metaphors for teaching his word. When we teach his word, we give to the poor. We do right to the widow. Right? Go ahead.
It said, defend the orphans, clothe the naked.
See? Clothe the naked. Right? Meaning this truth is what covers you. See that? All right. So you go back, you do that Proverbs?
That was pretty much
I got something back up there.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation 16 and verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments.
Woo!
Lest he walk naked and they see his shame.
Yeah, blessed. That's bad right there because that goes into keeping your crown. It said that the Lord tell you. This is why when you read Matthew, I think it's Matthew 25. If I'm not mistaken. I believe it's Matthew 13, where the Lord going to all them different. He said the kingdom of heaven is like this. The kingdom of heaven is like that. He give you different examples, but it's still the same kingdom. So that's what we read right here. The Lord said, keep your garments right here. But in Revelation 13 chapter, it said, keep your crown. It all goes back to this wisdom. Which wisdom lies within in your mind. Right? So you can get that 1 Peter 4. Unless you got precepts?
Oh, no, I ain't.
1 Peter 4 and 7.
All right, this is the book of 1 Peter 4 itself. But the end of all things is at hand.
Is not that the case? The end of all things is at hand. If you don't believe it, if you don't have the mental capacity to see it, well, is you going to watch the NBA this year? You don't know, because the end of all things is at hand. See that? The end of all things is at hand. You see how bad the scriptures is, man? The end of the college football season is at hand. Now, let's say if they do muster it where it goes, it's still at hand. It's vulnerable.
They might just go to week 3.
They might even make to week 3. You don't know. You can't put stock into that, right? The end of all, the end of what? Really? Let the scriptures
God, it says, but the end of all things is at hand.
Go ahead.
Be ye therefore sober.
See, sober, right? Do that mean you can't have a drink? Nope. Don't mean that. It means not to dive into other philosophies. If you're in this arena right now, you shouldn't be listening to nobody else, man. Unless it's other brothers in Great Millstone, right? Because we all teach the same thing over here. But you shouldn't be entertaining, something else. You should be sober, because if when doing that, now you are putting yourself in a compromised position. Go ahead.
It said, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer,
Mm-hmm.
and above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves,
Mm-hmm.
for charity covered the multitude of sins.
Yeah, and that's symbolic to this teaching this word. Because you got homos out there who they got charity drives and non-profitable organizations. They build houses. They do shit that you slide somebody $20, man. That pale compared to what these homos do out there in Hollywood, right? Well, but so that charity is talking about this truth. That's why the Lord said, "Freely as you receive, freely give." That's charity, right? So I think that was it on that. You got something? So I guess we'll end right there, But the point and the moral of the story is what this is a psychological game here, man. And the only way you're gonna stay, within those lines of protection, the hedge of protection, is through this understanding, through the truth that's on display, right? And with that, that's gonna guard you from the evils, the fiery darts. Which
Go ahead and get that.
I can get some too.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
And that shadow is somebody for protection, right? That's like a what would you call it? If it's a war and you make it back to like a compound, or
like home base.
Like the base, something like that, right? Go ahead.
God, this is Ephesians 6 and 16. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
So the so-called white man is going to shoot fiery darts at you, and it starts up here. This psychological war has been going on for the longest, man. Right? We just read it in the Willie Lynch letter. And the brother put the comment, did you put it out there, the link?
Yeah, I put the link.
All right, so the brother put the link out there, y'all subscribe to this channel as well. So, hey, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash, double honor to our teachers, the head apostles and elders, Great Millstone. Shalom, you fellow laborers out there, and as always, you believers, the Akim and the Aqua that subscribe to the truth as well. Till the next time, Shalom.
Shalom, DTA, Abad, Abad.